So I've wrote about this before, and I've decided it's time for me to talk about it. And at first it doesn't quite make sense to people because it's talking about one of the most impactful days of my life. And my response to that is, it's the day I gave our stroller away. So initially you're like, a 38-year-old woman, 5 children, and one of the most monumental days of her life is the day she gave her stroller away. Yes, you did not mishear there. We were going through such financial trouble. I was teaching second grade full time. I was taking 6 grad classes in order to keep my credential current. I taught myself photography on the side in my free time, which there was no free time. And I was booking photography sessions to try to help bring in an additional income. I was selling things inside of our home. I remember walking room to room, looking for toys and items and things that just weren't necessities that I could sell to help make ends meet. I got to the point I was walking to the mailbox every day with just a lump in my throat, thinking I'm going to find another notice that something's going to be shut off, another late bill. Times were not good. And I remember so many times being in prayer, being in tears, crying out to God, you need to meet me here. You need to meet me in the middle. I'm doing everything I can. I have these young babies. I am working. I am praying. I'm being faithful. I am calling out, admitting I need your help. I need your intervention. So one day I was in the shower at a breaking point. I had the bathroom door locked and I'm in tears, asking God for an answer. I need an answer. What do I do? And so clearly he came over me and showed me this woman I had met recently with selling items, a mother who was in a far more unfortunate and difficult situation than I was. And she had 2 twin boys with frequent doctor visits, didn't have a vehicle, didn't even have a stroller. I don't even know how she got them there. And at this point of my life, my double stroller was my most prized possession that I had left, because you see, our family vehicle had been repossessed. I remember telling myself I wasn't going to watch when they came to take it. And there I stood with 2 of my toddlers wrapped around each leg and a baby in my arms. And I stood there and I watched them take my vehicle away. And so at this point, I took the kids everywhere in the double stroller and to the park and on walks. And again, it was my most prized possession. And in the shower, God answered me by saying, she needs it more than you do. I want you to give your stroller to her. And so I thought that was quite a crazy answer because that wasn't the answer I was certainly looking for. But I mean, it wasn't an apparition. It wasn't a locution. I didn't per se hear his voice, but it was so clear that that's what he was pressing upon my heart. I ran downstairs after I got out of the shower and I told my husband I needed to take his work car to meet this woman to give her our stroller. And he thought I was absolutely crazy. He's like, this is the only way for you and the kids to get around during the day. His work car, he had a 30-minute drive to work, so 30 minutes back, so that was an hour every day. He did not have much gas left. We weren't going to have any money until he had gotten paid Thursday evening, Friday morning. and there was still a couple days left. And he's like, we don't even have the money for gas. He's like, that's a nice thought, but you can't do it. I won't be able to get to work. We don't have money for gas. This is where we were at, guys. And I said, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm going. And this woman was also 30 minutes away. My oldest daughter wanted to come, and he was, just like, why are you doing this to us? And I said, I can't tell you. I have to take this to her tonight. So I had messaged her, and I remember I met her in a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. And of course, I was so emotional just about myself and my family situation. Yet I didn't want her to know that we were struggling so much. And I didn't want it to be a pity thing. And so she just was so thankful. She's like, you want me to have this? And for no money? And I'm like, and I'm holding it together. And I'm like, yes, please. I just felt, I want you to have this. Please take it. And I remember I couldn't stay there in front of her long. I couldn't talk long because I felt that the tears were going to start coming. And she was so grateful. And I turned back to walk back to the car, and I was just sobbing. The tears were just pouring. And my oldest daughter sat in the car and watched the entire thing. And she said, Mommy, why are you sad again? And I said, no, honey, these are happy tears. Mommy's so happy, and I feel so good right now that we could help her. And I remember one single tear came down her cheek. She's like, I'm happy too. And I'll tell you what, I don't remember some big monumental thing that happened, or someone or something that intervened for us. But God started to make a way after that. He had seen that I was down to bare bones, and there was nothing else I could do, and I was obedient to his calling, giving away one of the last things that I could truly give away. And I feel he rewarded that obedience and that faithfulness in him. And things slowly started to turn around, and we slowly started to pull out of the massive sinking financial hole we were in. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget how good I felt that as low as I was, I could still help somebody else. I could still make an impact. I could still make a difference, even though I was drowning myself. God still used me, and that felt amazing. So I'm asking you guys, no matter what a bleak situation you're in, no matter how impossible it seems, you are still worthy. You are still valuable. You can still be used by God, because I'm telling you, it is in those moments, it is in those trials and tribulations and periods and droughts of despair that he does something fantastic.